Hi, Julie.
Thanks for talking with me today.
Glad to.
As you know, we're talking with people about their involvement with Bridges Alliance and the Circus program. I know you're involved with that. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're involved?
Okay. Actually, my involvement has probably evolved over the 2 years since I first saw an article in the Daily Journal. Um, and at that point, I was intrigued with the idea of being matched with someone whose background was probably extremely different from my own. The idea of it being an intentional friendship where somebody else really was looking at me objectively and another person objectively and thinking about what we could give and gain from each other. Um, so that was the beginning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been actually an ally, what we call an ally with the program. Can you tell me a little bit about that role?
Yeah. When I first became aware of the program, I was thinking that an ally really was a mentor, that I'd be using the skills that I have or maybe experiences, and I would be, I don't know, teaching someone or modeling ways of behavior that might be helpful. Since my involvement, since the education that I received, it's clear that mentoring isn't what it's all about. It's really an equal relationship where two people bringing together different backgrounds, different skills, different ways of looking at the world and situations, and then coming up together with some solutions to problems that the circle leader may be facing. But it's really way more equal than it is than you find in a mentoring situation.
So, would you say there's a lot of give and take, back and forth,
Yeah,
and you learn from it too?
absolutely. I mean, I'm learning things about myself along with learning about my circle leader, and much more aware of, I don't know, poverty in general, minimum wage, not being able to find adequate housing, and, white privilege. All of those things have been touched upon in meetings, and I'm aware of with my particular circle leader.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your circle leader?
Okay. My circle leader works and works different hours and different days. She was working in retail. Initially, and this is probably about a little over a year ago that we were matched. I mean, she came to my house for lunch. I had lunch at her house. We met at the restaurants, and we would have lunch, and then do a fair amount of texting in between. When she, I think, has concerns, right now she's looking at changing careers. I hear from her a bit more frequently, she bounces some ideas off. So I think it changes, the relationship changes as to where she is and what her needs are, her concerns.
And over time, it has changed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you had mentioned that your circle leader knows that you're here for her. What does that mean, I guess?
To me, it means that there is a level of trust that evolved over time. And so I think I believe she feels that she can contact me and bounce things off of me, share some things, and is pretty confident that I won't judge. That I'll listen, I'll be supportive, I may just go, and ask some questions, but that it's a safe place. That's how I do it. And I think she does.
That's great. That's great. Would you say that you also, as well as your circle leader, benefit from participating in the program, and not just your relationship, but also with the wider group?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I have met a lot of people. I most frequently enjoy going to meetings and learning about things. I'm also am friendly with another circle leader that I am in touch with fairly regularly, and have been involved in some things that are going on in her life. So I think that you can be an ally and be involved with more than just the person. It's just the circle leader that is assigned to you, especially as the group is small. It's very easy to reach out and I guess make yourself available, know that you're there.
How would you describe your experience, kind of in a nutshell, as an ally for someone who might be considering doing that role?
I think that an ally is an intentional friend, and so with that, I'm sure people have different expectations of what that would mean, and I think that you have to let the circle leader determine how that's going to play out, because it's really all about him or her. For me, an ally is being available. It's really trying very hard to not judge, to be aware of real differences and how so many different situations are viewed. The perspectives can be very, very different. It's being supportive, it's sharing, and it's also learning that it's okay if you're not involved for a little bit. If there's other things going on in a circle leader's life, that's great. It doesn't revolve around me. It's whatever's going on, it really should revolve around her.
Yeah, it's that give and take that we have in other
Yeah,
relationships, right?
exactly. And sometimes you back off, and sometimes you're a little more attentive.
Thank you. You're welcome. That's great. We've got a good picture of what an ally does and your experience, so that's really